Hello everybody, this is Jeffrey GT7 and welcome to the episode. In this episode we got ourselves two builds. In the first build I'll be showcasing the new swap using the Gr.4 Mitsubishi Lancer Evo. I'll be showing you guys on how to get the car, delivery, and of course the swap build at the Expressway 600. And after that we'll be switching gears to a request build using the Ferrari 512BB at Le Mans. And trust me, this car actually is going to be pretty sweet to try at Le Mans. So, at the end of this episode, hopefully both these builds might be out to earn some credits in the game. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the episode. So the first stage, of course, is how to get the Lancer Evo Location Final Gr.4. You can actually buy this car at the Brand Central or randomly win it for free using one of the tickets, but it's pretty rare. So that is how you get the car. After we grab the car, the next thing we're going to be focused on, of course, is a swap. As you guys may have known, the last update to 1.61, this car has in fact a new swap. The swap is going to be about 192,500 credits, but before we go into further discussion on what that particular swap is, you first need to be collector level 50, which is that hot magenta number on top of the screen. And basically you can just buy a lot of cars and just try to level up your collector level. I would suggest just try to do more of the very expensive cars just to level it up. So the particular engine swap is going to be the Nismo GTR engine swap. Now let's say if you're not yet level 50 in the game, you actually could get this engine at your garage. And to do so, to check and see if you have it, is go to your home, go to where that box is where it says tuning parts, and then once you click it, depending on how long you play the game, you should have a lot of engine swaps, and you're looking something like this. You're looking for a highlighted taskbar with on the top right corner that says the word compatible. If you have that particular taskbar in any particular swap you want to try, then you got yourself a free swap. Now for this big paragraph on top of the screen right here, just avoid that for right now. What you're going to do is hit this white install button. It'll ask you just one last time if you really want to go ahead and just go forward with the plans of getting the free swap. Say yes, and as you can see, we actually went ahead and got ourselves that swap installed just by having that little engine logo on the car. And as you can see, both the PP and HP also increased too, which actually benefits a lot depending on what engine swap you're going to try to do, and especially what engine you have in your garage. And that's how you do an alternative route on the engine swap. So if you guys want to follow me in the game, that way if you want to copycat what I have in my episodes, my personal GT7 profile is of course Jeffrey GT7YT. That way you can just find me in the game and just add me, just in case if you want to make it life a bit easier and just copycat deliveries I do showcase. Now if you don't want delivery but you would rather have another livery, that's totally up to you. I don't think there's any special parts that are required for this build. It's just optional. So here we are with the particular build of the car. Sport tires, and if you want to go ahead and just copy down the rest of the numbers below the screen, you can, which I would really recommend doing so for this particular build. And if you're curious on what I have for the other part of the list, just two little parts to the far right, racing intercooler, and that's pretty much going to be it for this car. We just mainly add a lot of weight to the car and mess with the downforce, and that's practically it. Now for this car with the swap, I would say it's doable. What I mean is you can still run pretty consistently good lap times and have pretty consistently good pace, but it's nothing really groundbreaking compared to, let's say, the Type R 99 Impreza or the Honda Beat. You're not going to expect to be as a race leader within the first turn of the first lap. This is going to be one of those builds that will take you quite a while just to make your way up toward the front. Now, saying that, there actually are a couple of pros to this car, and one thing I did find out with this car driving on controller in this race is that you're going to have a pretty big advantage on braking. This is in fact a low grade race car, but your braking and your handling should be a bit better compared to the rest of the group, even though we do have sport hard tires equipped on the car. You can see here at this overpass, we easily were able to catch up to the green Mercedes-Benz GTR and just made a pass very easily. So whenever you do begin sector 2, which I am at right now currently, this is going to be pretty much be your strong corner to really gain some time on the AI. And once we get to the Hotlap, you'll see that this car can actually pretty smoothly and just glide through the fourth gear mainly in these couple of corners. Now we've made ourselves the top 5, which is actually is a good start for us. Other stats like speed is kind of decent. It's okay. It's just not like the best in the world. You're going to be within the high 170s, low 180s, and of course when you burn some more gas, you'll go a little bit faster. But like I said, it's nothing too much groundbreaking. So it is overall a decently good build with the swap. But don't be too encouraged or too enthralled of it being a really huge game changer like some of the other previous swaps we've had in the past. But other than that, very first lap, overall decently smooth. In fourth place with a 2:21.4 overall. It did take us about to lap 3 to actually catch up with the Honda NSX. And like I said before, sector 2 is going to be your best sector with this car because of the handling and the braking in some of these corners. And you can see we just got ourselves such a great run out of that turn compared to the Honda, and just like that we're going to take the lead away, and from that point forward we're going to basically run away from the pack from lap 3. Fast forward now to lap number 5 is going to be our official hot lap for the race. I really encourage you guys so watch this lap guide and see what this car is doing, and I'll see you guys when we get to our pit stop. Alright, so we did a 2:08.4, which I thought was pretty decent. We're going to go ahead and make our way into pit road at the end of lap 7. I'm just going to keep the tires as is on the car. They've still got plenty of life in them. Now, for us making our pit stop, we are going to in fact lose the lead to the RX-7. But thankfully on lap 8, the RX-7 will make its pit stop for the race, and we will actually retake the lead, and from that point on we'll just do a couple of time trial laps and that'll be it. So even though it'll take you a little while to refill the car did decently smooth. I mean, it actually was able to do what it needed to do just basically win the race. So 26:30, which is kind of doable. I know that's kind of slow in Tokyo standards, but you know, you can still get the job done if you want to try this particular build. Now, if you want it to really unleash the full potential, I would just recommend just save it for Le Mans and just give it a shot. Other than that, got ourselves that clean race bonus, and that's going to be it for race 1. For race 2, the car we'll be using is going to be the Ferrari 512 PP. It actually has now been released at the used car dealership. You can see it's new. So want to go ahead and just grab it while you still can, while it's in the used car dealership. It's going to be about the same price with the Mitsubishi Lancer. After you grab the car, we're going to do our first step. It's going to be going ahead and add the wide body to the car. It's going to cost about 100,000 credits, so just make sure you have some extra credits laying around before you do this modification for the car. And for this livery for this car is actually a European University livery. Actually looks pretty good. Even though there really isn't such a search tab, I would recommend just search European and maybe it'll show up, hopefully. But if you're curious about what the parts are, here they are below, and I would highly suggest if you do miss any of the parts, you can just go ahead and just rewind and just watch back and see what's needed for the car. But I've got to admit, with all these parts on the car, it actually looks pretty nice. It looks like something you expect to see in the mid-70s, especially at like a Pro-Am European Cup car. I mean, the way the fenders flare out, the rear wing, it just looks really, really smooth on the car. After you grab your parts, here is a particular build for Le Mans. If you want to go ahead and just, like we did in the first setup, just pause the episode and just follow the setup, you can. And trust me, this setup is going to be pretty smooth overall, because I tried it out and it just felt like a glove fitting inside of a hand. That's the first part of the build. The last part of the build, you're going to be using a lot of upgrades. Matter of fact, you might need all of them for this particular race. So it should be pretty easy. As you saw, we did went ahead and put some ballast to the car and mess around with the downforce. But pretty much get all the parts you can from the tuning shop and you should be good to go. After we get done with the tuning shop, let's take a look and see what the car can do. And trust me, this car, despite its age, actually felt decently good. Now in this particular race, I am using my Logitech G29, and you know, I went a little bit easier to begin with because I was a little bit skeptical on how the car was going to drive. But with Fuel Map 4, this car was very, very smooth. You might have to be a little bit careful whenever you're at a low speed turn, especially in second or third gear like that. As you see, we actually have to overcorrect that turn. But despite that, with the rear, you know, being loose, especially in the very low speed corners, the car is very quick. You should easily be the fastest car on the track. And even if you're on map 4, 5, or 6, your top speed is going to easily outmatch the Gr.4s very easily. So you can see, even on map 4, we're still going beyond 180 miles per hour on the main straight, and we're still going to 190 and beyond. And the brakes itself, braking was pretty good, so the brakes do work very nicely in this car too. As we just make our way to the front, as we get the first chicane, we're going to find ourselves right at the top 5, passing the Genesis pretty easily. I mean, this car, like I said before, despite its age, very comfortable to drive, especially with all the mods we have on this car. As we go down the road, of course, we have the main 3 leaders, which is the Corvette, the Viper, and the Suzuki Swift. And we'll be able to make pretty quick work on these 3 cars as well. As we get to the other part of the chicane, we're going to slow down, find ourselves right close behind the Corvette, try and get the car all straightened out and not to get back on the power too early. As we get back on the power, we're going to easily take away 3rd spot, and then literally seconds later, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a double overtake on both the Swift and the Viper, just as we're about to finish up over the main straight. And from that point on, we basically just run away from it, from the rest of the group. Fast forward now to lap number 3, and this is going to be our very first official stop for the race. Now, if you guys didn't notice, but in this particular stint, what I did, which helped a lot, was actually half shifting. If your RPM tracker is about halfway full, that's when you want to try to shift your car, which will help out both your tires and for your fuel management. So just keep that in mind whenever you try to do this run like I'm doing. Fast forward to lap number 5, and for this particular pit stop, same thing, except for this go around. What I'll be doing here is going to be getting ourselves a new set of tires. We're a little bit too deep, but thankfully we didn't hit the wall too badly. Just like I said, just fresh tires and some fuel. And as we fast forward to the last lap, very dominant performance from this car. It performed very well. Now we actually went and got ourselves in a little bit of trouble right here as we were trying to make a move on the Mazda. as you can see, got in the gas a little bit prematurely. We're going to do a little bit of a slow 360 just to get ourselves back on track on the road. And after we got ourselves straightened back out, we're then going to go ahead and officially finish the race. But yeah, despite that little minor mistake at the end of the race, the car just did very, very well. Like I said, you just got to be careful with those slow speed corners. Just basically flat out dominate the race. We probably could have done a 407 if we actually were able to get a good lap in. Got ourselves that clean race bonus, and that's going to be it for race number 2. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. Now here's a quick preview of the next episode. We're going to be using another new swap, which is going to be the Subaru WRX Isle of Man time attack car with its new swap at Expressway. So I'll be showcasing that particular car in the next episode, and actually has a little gimmick which I'll also share too whenever we actually do the race, which I'm looking forward to show. After I do this particular run, the other run I'm going to do is actually another Le Mans build, and it's going to be using the Camaro. The Camaro from the very first one you see in the dealership. We'll be using a NASCAR livery for that particular race as well, and hopefully it helps out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, I want to go ahead and leave a like. If you guys like to support the channel, I want to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, as we're actually getting close to 4,000 subscribers, so thank you guys for the support. If there's a particular build you want to see, go ahead and write down in the comment below. If you want to check the last episode, there it is right there. And with that all being said, hopefully you guys have a great rest of the day or night where it might be, and I'll see you guys later, and take care.